Hi everyone, Jen Roque here at stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, and welcome to my Christmas in November series, where all month long I'm bringing you new project ideas for the upcoming gift giving season. So before we get started, I want to remind you of a few things that I have going on this month. The first thing is my Stuff the Stocking giveaway. This is a fun giveaway, so for any order that is placed with me in November, I will put an item into my stocking. It could be retired, new, current product, or maybe a little project or card that I've made. And you must use my host code to get an entry into the drawing, but there's no minimum to get an entry, and you can order as many times as you want, and for each order you get an entry. So all month long I'll be doing that, and then on December 1st I'm going to pick a winner from everybody that placed an order and got an entry into the drawing, and that person will win everything in this stocking and this Christmas stocking. So that's a fun little way for me to say Merry Christmas and thank you for being one of my loyal customers. And then if your order is at least $50 and you use my host code, you will also get your choice of any item under $10. So you can do anything you want except for 12 by 12 papers or large grid papers. They're a little too expensive to ship. So, and then also every $50 increment in a single order, you earn a Campfire Badge with me. And once you earn 10 in a year, you get a free $50 shopping spree on me. And I pay for the tax, the shipping, everything. So make sure you check out all the details for that on my blog. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's project. So today's project, let's see if I can show this. I have an apple cider bottle here, but you could definitely use this for a wine bottle, any kind of bottle. And I'm gonna take this off so it's easier for you to see. I made this adorable little gift tag, and we have the ribbon on the back here, and I'll show you how to do all this. And this is great for like if you're going to somebody's house for Christmas and you want to give them something to say thank you for inviting me over for Christmas dinner, or just a gift for somebody you know that likes wine a lot. Or like I said, I use sparkling cider, but you could use any kind of little bottle, glass bottle like that. So I'm going to show you how to make this. This is really quick and easy. This is great, especially if you're like, oh, I really need to give my host something and I can't think of what I want to give them. And you make this quick little tag and they would love it. It'd be so cute. So, all right, so we're going to start off with our tag base here. Excuse me, so I have a piece of shaded spruce. It's 2 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And then I have a piece of this gorgeous plaid from the Tis the Season Designer Series paper. This is 2 inch by 3 inch. And now the reason I did it a little bit shorter is because you really don't need it to be the whole, the same size, because we're gonna punch this top anyway. And if you do it 2 by 3 inches, then you'll be able to get 6 pieces of this out of a piece of the 6 by 6 Designer Series paper. So if you have a bunch of tags you need to make, you'll be able to get exactly 6 of these pieces out of one sheet. So that's why I did it a little bit smaller. So, and the reason we use the shaded spruce and the paper is just to give it a little bit more stability and sturdiness. So, because this is actually going to cover the whole shaded spruce, but you could use Whisper White, but I really didn't want it to show, like to clash and to be really obvious that it's layered on there. So that's why, oh my gosh, come on. That is why I decided to use the shaded spruce. So we're going to line this up at the very bottom. I just put some Stampin' Seal on the back. Okay, so now the edge that doesn't line up all the way, we're going to use our scallop tag topper punch, and we're going to push that in all the way down and punch. And you'll see there's still a little bit of the green showing, but this is actually all going to get covered up by our poinsettia anyway. So Let's see, I'll make sure you can see that. But yeah, it's all gonna get covered up here by the poinsettia, so it really doesn't matter that it doesn't line up exactly right there. So we'll put that off to the side for now, and then we will get our little piece for our sentiment. So this is a tiny piece of Whisper White. It's 5/8 by 2 inches. I'm going to stamp on here. So now, let me just caveat this and say, if you don't want it to be exactly 2 inches wide, because this is going to be a little tricky to try to stamp it, I actually, as long as you have a piece that's 5/8 inch and then maybe like 3 or 4 inches long, you can put it on the tag and then just trim the sides, which is actually, I'm going to do it. Try to stamp it on the smaller piece first, and if that doesn't work out, I have the extra one here. So we are using the sentiment from the Poinsettia Petals, and it says, we're using the one up here that says warm wishes from our house to yours. And I didn't even think about it at the time, but I just realized this morning it's really appropriate, because if you give somebody alcohol, it kind of warms them up from the outside. So it really is a very fitting saying to go with this. So all right, so here we go. I'm gonna attempt, I used my Real Red ink and inked it up, and I'm gonna attempt to do it on the little piece here. And it worked. So I don't need the longer piece, but like I said, if you have trouble with that, just use a piece that's a little bit wider than 2 inches, but make sure it's 5 inches up and down, and then it could be like 3 inches wide, and then you can stamp it, line it up, and then trim the edges. But mine actually worked out. I am a little surprised. Sometimes I have a hard time lining that stuff up. So we are going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal. You can also use liquid glue. Just use a light layer of liquid glue. So now we're going to line this up and leave a little bit of a border on the bottom, and line that up here, and then we'll put this off to the side. See, this is so quick and easy. So I actually already cut all of my poinsettia pieces and colored them with my Wink of Stella pen, because I like Christmas time. I feel like you need a little bit of extra glitz and glam. Let's see if you can see that there. All the sparkle, I love that. So these are all Real Red, and all the 3 different sizes on the dies here. These are the poinsettia dies. So one tip, I actually got this from another demonstrator. She recommended that you take the dies and line them up, and then just put a little piece of Scotch tape in the middle and the back here to hold them together. And then you can run, because the inner die is what makes the vein impressions, and then the outer die is what actually cuts. So these are actually 2 separate dies, but if you line them up and then put Scotch tape on the back here. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, there you go. You can kind of see that. So if you put that Scotch tape on the back, that holds them together perfectly, and then you can line them through at the same time, and you don't have to worry about getting them just so. And I actually did that for my leaves as well. So I lined them up on the back here and put a little Scotch tape there too. So I did that for my leaves and my petals. And for this, I actually cut out the larger and the smaller petal, both in shaded spruce as well. I didn't put Wink of Stella on these. I liked the idea of leaving those blank and not making them as glitzy, but I did want to put the Wink of Stella on the poinsettias. So we are actually going to use our bone folder and curl the leaves a little bit, just to give it a little bit more depth here. Okay, we're going to do that on all layers. So if you notice in the petals dies, there's a large, a medium, and a small. I die cut all 3 of those. I really like all the dimension that it gives. And if you forget to color it with the Wink of Stella, you can do it after you put the poinsettia together. I actually did that on my first one because I was playing around with it and couldn't decide which one I liked. So I just put a little bit of liquid glue in the middle there, and then we're gonna put the medium size die cut in the middle, kind of offset it. That's what makes it that full look there. And then we'll put another little bit of liquid glue here in the middle and offset this piece again. And then get that exactly where you want. Now this glue, it dries pretty quickly. It doesn't take too long for it to dry, which is great. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of my poinsettia here, just in the middle section there. You don't want a ton of it. And then I'm going to figure out exactly how I think I want it like this. And then you're just gonna glue it so that it's a little bit past where the tag edge is. You don't want it too close to your words down here. You want a little bit of space between there. And then for the stems here, I'm actually gonna grab a glue dot. I'm just gonna put one glue dot on the bottom here. Oh, I have a couple here. So I'm gonna put one little glue dot on the very bottom, and that just lets you kind of play around a little bit with the placement before you actually stick it in. So I am just taking my leaf here and positioning it where I want, and then I'm just gonna push down where that glue dot is. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my bigger leaf here. Put a little glue dot on the bottom, and then we're kind of somewhere in between where the petals are, right there. And there's your tag. So now we're gonna put it, I'm gonna put I gotta put a little bit of pearls in the middle of my poinsettia. So I just have some pearl basic jewels, and we're just using the smallest ones. Actually, I'm gonna do, so somebody told me this recently and I never knew. So this putty end of your take your pick tool, you can just push embellishments off and it holds them on the bottom there, and then you just use it to kind of place your embellishments on your project. So that's a great little trick. So we're just going to use these little pearl basic jewels to kind of make our center here. And I did a bunch of them. Come on. That one just stick. My putty's not working there. Okay. Sometimes my spatula end is a little better. Or not. There we go. There. So I did one in the center and then 5 around it. Okay, so now we are going to grab our bottle. So this is the trickiest part, and really it's not even that tricky. So I have this white ribbon this is from the Flowers for Every Season ribbon trio or whatever. There's like 3 of them in there. So we're gonna take our ribbon. I'm gonna try to adjust this so you can see. I'm gonna make it flat. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, so you're gonna take your ribbon and just kind of loosely cross it over the bottle here. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to take a glue dot. This is perfect for glue dots, actually. We are going to tear off a few so it's easier here. So we're gonna take a glue dot and put it where we want it to overlap. I'm just gonna push it on there. And then we're gonna overlap our ribbon to secure it. And then take our paper snips and we wanna trim this excess off. Can you see that? Yeah, I just wanna make sure. So we're gonna trim this excess. It doesn't have to be perfect though, because your tag's gonna go right over it. But I kinda use the little M label, this gold part right here as my guide where I want it to be. And then we're gonna take our other glue dot and we're gonna put it where they overlap on the ribbon. You're gonna put another glue dot. Pull that off, there we go. And then we're gonna take our tag and just press it down on that glue dot. And that's it. Now, you stand it up. It fits on there just perfectly. And that's it. You have a beautiful tag. Anybody would be so excited to receive this as a Christmas gift or a thank you gift. So, okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy Christmas project. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell so you never miss a video. If you need any supplies from today's project, I hope you'll purchase them in my online store. And don't forget to use that host code so that you can get your free gift, a Campfire Badge, and an entry into my Stuff the Stocking giveaway. I'll be back in a few days with another fun project. In the meantime, stay safe and have a great day. Bye guys.